Welcome everybody today at our Leo full moon event. The actual full moon is only tomorrow, but it is lovely to start being conscious of what is going on in the current situation, even a day or so before, so that we can prepare ourselves as well as make the best of the actual event. So before I continue with the Leo full moon, I wanted to make a quick mention that from the 9th of August to the 12th of August, I will be doing a basics astrology course for self-empowerment at the Buddhist retreat. You can book with them directly. And the weekend of the 16th of, the week of the 16th of August to the 19th of August, I will be doing a soul collage workshop, which is a wonderful way to connect with your soul. If anybody is interested in that, you have the dates. I know that BRC does book up quite quickly, so it's good to know this in advance. So for today's Leo full moon, I am wearing my very showy and flamboyant African flame flower, or fire flower that is in flower at the moment in Johannesburg, because it is red, and the Leo sign is a fire sign, and the Leo sign is also everything to do with love. So if you can see, I've got a top on that says amour, love in French. And that is really the celebration that we are celebrating over this full moon. And we will already feel it very strongly today as well. The moon represents our emotional world and our personal life and our reflective, instinctual nature. And when it is in Leo, it is everything to do with being creative. It is about having fun and being joyous. It is the essence of the heart. The sign Leo rules our heart. And this is a time where we will be connecting, and we already would be feeling that today because the full moon is only tomorrow at 9:15 Johannesburg time. Please adjust that for your time zones. And so in this period leading up, already in the last few days up until tomorrow, we would feel this need to want to be truthful to our own hearts and connect with how we express ourselves in a loving manner, because Leo has everything to do with love and joy and playfulness. It is also the sign of leadership. If we think of a regal queen, that is the Leo sign. It's the king of the jungle, or the queen in that matter. And it's a regal benefic leader, the king Leo. So this is about us connecting with ourselves so that we can be of a great leadership to ourselves. This is about us leading ourselves into a way where we can shine the light, we can shine love and creativity. Leo is the sign of being creative, and very much a time to breathe through the heart, to kind of slow down and to breathe. Just imagine that your heart is actually breathing, because the heart is like our second brain in a way. It is where our emotional world and our happiness and our love emanates from. And if we are living our life through love, if our decisions are based on love, we are then in a very authentic way being creative and true to ourselves. And this full moon is asking for us to connect with ourselves internally and see if we are loving ourselves and if we are shining light and being a great leader to ourselves, so that we can be authentic in our self-expression and how and whom we love. Now, at every full moon, the moon, which is up here at 9 degrees of Leo, is always opposing the sun. So the sunlight bounces off the moon, illuminating these matters and bringing them to a head. And mostly and often this is a time where things come to a head because the sunlight is shining so bright onto the moon that it's illuminating our emotional world. And with that, it is bringing things to a climax, or there's a sense of revealing the truth as this light of the sun shines onto the moon. And our emotions are brought up to the surface. If before we weren't feeling certain things, around the full moon we suddenly feel them, and this reveals the truth of the situation. So there is a sense of polarity because we have the moon on the one side, which is the internalized subjective love and expression thereof, and the creativity and the playfulness that goes around that, and living through your heart and connecting to your emotions. And on the other side, we have the sun in Aquarius. And Aquarius is quite an aloof sign because it is an air sign, while Leo is a fire sign. That's my fire flame lily here, which originates from Zimbabwe, the flame lily. It is that fire that we feel in our heart and the warmth that comes with the Leo sign of being like a regal king or queen, versus the Aquarian nature, which is more related to the humanitarian empowerment. Aquarians generally are more concerned about the group and other people than they are about themselves. And Aquarius, being an air sign, is about idealism. What is the ideal way to manage humanity? What is the thought process of a futuristic way of where are we heading to? So there's a sense of aloofness that comes around the Aquarian because it's not that much about the personal self. It's more about the groups and out there and the others. And in this instance, it's actually a great thing because it allows us to kind of zoom out of the current situation and look at everything as a bigger picture to see where is it in my future, because the sun for us in our personal lives is our own ego self and how we express ourselves in the world. So this polarity about the division of assessing our personal energies of how we express ourselves, but also what society needs and what their demands are, and how we're moving into a future that is a future for the long term. And I say this because the sun, as we see at 9 degrees, has got Saturn very close to it, and Saturn is the planet of longevity and structures and plans that we put into place for the long haul. So there's that outward zoom out. Where do I want to be in the next 5 years or in the next 3 years, and how do I fit into humanity and all the changes going around, you know, in humanity? So there's this polarity of the one side of us pulling and the other side of us pulling, which is often why our emotions get so heightened, because we kind of torn between, do I do what humanity wants and be more aloof and forward thinking, or do I think of what it is that I need and how I'm going to express how I love myself? And as I'm loving myself and being true to myself, I can then radiate that love out to everybody and live in the light of love, which is really very helpful at this time. We've got some really volatile energies, and I think we've all felt those on around about, I think it was the 6th of January, beginning of this month, that the planet Mars went into the sign of Taurus. And Mars is the planet of our drive, what gets us up in the morning to get things done. It is the planet of endurance and of ambition and power and passion and even sexuality and willpower. It's this drive of wanting to move forward in our path. It can be very dynamic as well. And as we move forward into that pathway, with it being in the sign of Taurus, it could be quite stubborn, because Taurus is one of the fixed signs, and this entire full moon is fixed. Leo is a fixed sign. It wants to express itself in a certain way, not necessarily open to change. Uranus not necessarily open to change, sticking to certain ideals and principles. And then we've got Taurus, which is the material world, all the material things that I'm hanging on to, that I don't want to lose, or that I want to own, or that I want to be with or enjoy. And when when Mars goes into the sign of Taurus, it's a little bit bullish, because Mars pushes its way forward. It wants to get things done, and Taurus can be quite stubborn because it has a certain way of doing things and isn't that willing to change. I just think of a cow, a Taurus, sitting on a field of grass, eating its grass. It takes its time, it's munching away, it's in no rush to change or move or leave that field. It's very happy where it is. It's not really open to much change. And when Mars went into Taurus earlier on this month, it was starting to ask us to look at these old patterns that we're stuck in, or the areas of comfort that we're in, where we just want things to continue. And Mars is saying, yes, continue them there. There is endurance and there's willpower to keep going, and there is sustainability and maintenance with holding the status quo of what we know. However, Uranus has also moved into the sign already last year. Uranus is much slower moving, and Uranus, of course, is the planet that signifies rebellion and revolution, and he's the great awakener because he shakes up things, and he's disruptive, very volatile and very erratic in his ways, and he brings a lot of excitement and chaos and even nervous energy with him, and mostly very shocking and unexpected circumstances that tend to liberate or give a sense of freedom or independence that goes with whatever activities happen. Now, when these two join up in the sky, the planet of drive and the planet of freedom and unexpected sudden surprises, it's also the planet of accidents, Uranus, because it's so shocking and quick and unexpected. And it also rules the IT world, and electricity as well are ruled by Uranus. So what has been happening is, since the 6th of January, as Mars entered the sign that Uranus is in and was heading towards being at the same degrees as Uranus, a lot of unexpected sudden things have been happening. Shocking accidents, unexpected events. And this culminated on the 20th. So from the 6th of January up until the 20th, there's been a lot of volatility and change. And of course, look in your chart, where have you got 10 or 6 degrees of Taurus? And then if you don't have a chart, just go into Astrology and put in your birthday details, and you can get a free chart there. And of course, also look at where's 9 Leo in your chart, and where's Aquarius 9 degrees in your chart. So we have here a T-square of an opposition between two planets, and then a square between the moon and these shocking planets, and then between the sun and these shocking planets. So Mars on the lower octave is, of course, the planet also of war and aggression and frustration and fighting and arguments and inflammatory situations, raised tempers, disputes. And Mars can be very bombastic or destructive and overreacting, causing accidents or aggression. So when the two of these come together as they have, and that we are still in the midst of them giving out their energy at least until the end of this month, even though Mars is now passed by 10 degrees. It was at 6 degrees on the 20th when they came exact. It now is moving off, but it's still close enough for us to feel these energies. And what this has done in many ways is sort of cleared the path for us, and it has made us look at our sustainability, our reliability, things that are normally consistent or stable, or the comfort zone that we live in. And it has kind of broadened our horizons and asked us to let go of rigid ways that we've been living in some sort of comfort zone. And it's brought a lot of volatility to it, clashes, tensions. It's a very eruptive, locking horns kind of combustive energy that's going on. So we can see this with riots and things, although I don't watch the news, but I'm assuming that there'll be a lot, or have been a lot. I've personally just, heard of a lot of accidents, people dying in accidents, people dying fast and unexpected. And I'm not saying that everyone's going to die, because Uranus is also the great awaker that liberates us. But there's certainly that energy around where we've got to be cautious wherever Mars and Uranus are in our own charts during this time, at least until the end of the month. Mars is still in the sign until the end of February even, but it's the apex of the two of them being together, which will last, I'd say, until about the first week of February, but all the way until March. Only from March onwards will this shock of these unexpected sudden accidents and things that have been happening be integrated in our lives. And we'll definitely feel this on the full moon, because these two planets are making these full-on squares. We've also got Jupiter conjunct the Sun. They're both at 9 degrees, and Jupiter is the wise person. Jupiter is the traveler and the expanding energy. So what this is doing is it's expanding and making this specific experience amplified. It's almost like this need for being objective about what has happened, or to kind of zoom out and look at the bigger picture of where is this journey taking me. What wisdom can I find? Jupiter is the wise counselor, or the wise person, or the spiritual person, or turning to spirituality to try and understand all these new changes that have been happening. And Saturn could also make us feel a bit limited and inhibited in the situation, because Saturn is about rules and regulations. And although we're experiencing this great change, Saturn is slowing it down and wanting things to work slowly in terms of this change. We need things to change gradually, slowly. So even though we're getting this crazy impetus, I want to change, we must just watch out that we're not just changing for the sake of changing, but that we're changing in an orderly manner, even though there's this very disruptive energy that just says, I want to throw it all out the window right now. To do that throughout the whole year, because we have Saturn and Uranus the entire year squaring each other off. Uranus wanting change, Saturn being plans, long-term plans, things where we feel restricted. There will be change, but it has to be done slowly and measured. We don't want any further accidents. Another very big energy that we have on this full moon, it's really jam-packed, and I hope I get all 12 signs into this limited hour that I have, is that both Venus and Pluto are at the same degree. And we'll even feel that today, but it'll all be amplified tomorrow with the full moon. Venus is how we love. It's got to do about relationships with women, our inner feminine, with art, with beauty, with relationships, and with our finances. And Venus will join up with Pluto every 2 years or so, which is happening right now as we speak, and even more exact tomorrow. What happens when Venus joins up with Pluto is that Pluto is the analogy of the phoenix that burns to the ashes and then re-emerges, regenerated, and an upgraded version of herself, more empowered. So it's almost like we feel oppressed about relationships, or certain relationships with women, or the way that we express our love, which is so important on a Leo moon, because that's everything to do with expressing our love. And it's like we've reached a turning point where we're going to say, up until this point, I've actually felt a little bit oppressed, and I've been holding myself back. And with this combustion of the two of them tomorrow, it's almost like this burning off of an old way of how we express our love, and starting up a whole new way, which is more of an empowered way of expressing the love that we have to give. And then finally, we can also see that Neptune here is making a square to the south node and the north node. Now, the north node is our destiny and our future, and it's in Gemini, so it's about being witty and curious and information. And the south node is where we let go, and this is in Sagittarius. This is adventuring. This is philosophies and belief systems and travel. You know, most of us can't travel now with the COVID situation, and we're doing all the detailed online learning and Zoom things like this. That is more Gemini. And Neptune making a full-on square to the two of them is calling upon us to bring in a boundarylessness, a sense of connecting to the spirit worlds, so that we can have visions about how do we move forward in the Gemini, curious, detailed, talking, communicative way? And how do we let go of the old-fashioned ways of just hopping in a plane and traveling everywhere, and all the rules and regulations that used to exist that don't exist anymore? And the sense of adventure, it has now changed. How do we go on, on an adventure if we're not traveling like we used to? And the Neptune is giving us the opportunity to have the visions, right? To create the imagination and have the inspiration and the intentions, to be boundaryless, and also to connect to the parasympathetic nervous system, to go into liminal spaces of flow state of consciousness, where we can connect with the divine and spirit and God and the angels and everything that is helping us, nature, to dissolve the old ways and to love in a very unconditional way going forward in this visionary way of how we're evolving as humanity, and specifically also in our own lives. So let me, I wanted to quickly pull a card as well for the group, for us today, to see what inspiration we can get from Spirit. Dear Spirit, dear God, dear universe, please assist me in pulling a card for our live event today, to assist all of us with the way forward. Let's see what's come up. Enthusiasm. Oh my goodness, I do love that. I am enthusiastic about the smallest thing that I do. I bring joy to whatever I do. I create a wonderful reality for myself. And I will put this up on the Facebook page and the group WhatsApps, etc., and into the YouTube video. This is so fantastic, because I think this is the word that totally fits Leo: enthusiasm, encouragement, joy. So this is an absolutely beautiful card. Put this as you are enjoying the full moon tomorrow. What is it that you're enthusiastic about? What gives you joy? And it's very important to understand that what gives you joy is truthful to what you're feeling now. And is it you yourself that is stopping you from this joy or this love, or how you express yourself? Or is it that you're stuck in a comfort zone, so you're hanging on to something else and that's stopping you from being able to, or you're hanging on to the old worlds, because this is all the very fixed signs, and it's time to just reconnect with yourself and reinvent who it is that, and how it is that you love out into the world with enthusiasm. All right, so let's have a look, see at the 12 signs during the interpretation. So remember, if you don't have a birth chart, you can always get one of those. Look at to see what your ascendant sign is. This is always the most predominant in terms of the reading that I do. It's about your interactions with your immediate environment. So whatever your ascendant sign is, that is the sign I'll be discussing. It'll be relating to your most prominent events, predominant events that you can feel. For your sun sign, it's very much about your outward yang expression of how you radiate and shine out into the world. It relates to your ego. And when you hear about your moon sign, that is more your receptive, internalized, subjective, nurturing influence that you will experience during this full moon. So we're going to start off with Leo today. For all the Leos, the full moon is happening for you, of course, very strongly, because it is in Leo. And this is really your time to shine and to be warm-hearted in how you're giving love and how you expressing who you are in a very authentic way. You will be feeling the opportunity for the growth in your relationships for the long term. How is it that you could be a little bit more idealistic? What long-term plans have you got? How can you be innovative in your relationships? And remember just to zoom out and have a look at that for the long term. What is it there that you might need to change so that your relationships can portray and let you shine out in the world stronger? And you will feel for you that the changes are happening very much in how you act out into the world, what your vocation, what your career is. That is where the unexpected sudden changes are occurring. Maybe if you're in the IT world, a lot of new IT things, or just anything where you've had the sense of breakthrough and new beginnings and awakenings and the light bulb switching on. And this will help you in creating these long-term relationships that allow you to shine more the way that you can give love and be light out into the world. For the Virgos, for you, this full moon is occurring in an area of your life that is requiring a lot of isolation and wanting to be on your own and connecting with the parasympathetic and the being at peace and being quiet, so that you can really connect to this inspiration that's coming to you, so that you can understand how it is that you love. And it might be very much that you realize I do this very much from behind the scenes. I do it in a very private way, that I give love of myself, and this will help you navigate your day-to-day routine, how you work, because this is where the changes are occurring in your life, and this day-to-day routine that is changing is very much related to assisting you in being a support from behind the scenes through your love and through the creativity that you have and through your encouragement and through the enthusiasm that you can give to the world in a collective manner, very much so from behind the scenes. For the Virgo risings, you will feel that in terms of the love, that the Pluto and Venus conjunction that's occurring is happening in your house of romance and children, and where you can be joyful and playful, and where you do sports or express yourself in any way. It's almost like you realize, okay, I'm ready to come out like a butterfly out of the cocoon. I used to be a worm, now I want to fly as a butterfly. And how can I do this to express myself in a very new, empowered way? And this will assist you in your day-to-day routine. And it's your belief systems and your higher learning or counselors that you work with, or your philosophy, or any kind of high educational courses that you're doing that are assisting you to awaken to this new form of expressing yourself. I forgot with the Leo just to mention also that this change of how you love and express yourself is very much coming from how you are of service to people, how you give love in your day-to-day work and your routine, and also your own personal health, looking after yourself, looking after your heart. Is your heart really happy? And are you expressing yourself at work in a way that you can be true to your heart? Because if you're not, this is the time for it to end. It's time for a turning point for you to make those changes so that you can express yourself at work also in a new form of loving, in a very kind of committed new way. For the Virgos, as mentioned, that was more in relationship to your children or how you express yourself. And there is a way where you can feel so much more empowered expressing yourself and giving love and being committed that you haven't known before. So let us move on to the Libras. So for the Librans, the full moon is happening in an area of your life that is very much about expressing yourself out into the world, into society, friendships, the love that you receive from other people. The more love and light you shine out, the more enthusiastic you can be, and the more encouraging you can be in your relationships with society at large, with groups of people, with friends, the more then you can master and create a long-term format of giving love versus receiving love, by being encouraging and a leader and being playful and expressing yourself and being creative in your brainstorming of how you can accept love from others. You then also create a new way of giving love into the world, which is related to longevity and a very mature type of love, which can also relate to children, having children, being childlike, bringing out your inner child, to let that come to the fore, and dealing with romance and fun and sports and even painting, anything along those lines which is joyous and fun for you to express yourself will be improved. And it's matters around the home that this Pluto Venus is occurring in your life. So either you're completing the final steps of a move, or you're doing your final renovations. There's something in your home life that is coming to an end where you're realizing, I felt oppressed to this up until this point. It's now time for me to show how I love in my home and family and the actual physical home in a new way, which will be far more empowering than what I've known before. And it is very much this Mars-Uranus, which has been happening for the Libra risings, has been happening. These unexpected sudden changes have been happening in an area of your life that relates to irrevocable change. It relates to grief and anxiety and miraculous healing. This is where things have to change in a very cathartic way. And this is relating to how you give love of yourself and how you receive love from others. It's kind of time to let go of maybe the status quo or falling into a comfort zone about intimacy. This area that this Mars-Uranus is happening is, experiencing death. And I'm not talking about necessarily your own physical death, but the grief about realizing that it's time to be more intimate, or to give more of yourself, or let other people into your life by being more truthful and authentic in how it is that you give love of yourself. So let me move on to the next sign. And that will be Scorpio. So for Scorpios, this full moon is occurring for you in a place that has everything to do with your career and your status in the world, and the actions out into the world that you shine out in terms of what you profess to say I'm doing. So what you would be doing is you would be saying, I love what I'm doing. I am enthusiastic about loving. I'm enthusiastic about and encouraging people to be warm and loving, and to have a beautiful home, because the moon, of course, is also our home life. So it's everything to do with showing people your home, or the way that you love and how you express yourself in a very public way. And the changes that this is allowing for you, the other side of that polarity, is the home life. This is restructuring your home and family life in such a manner that you are looking at the long term. This is about being innovative and forward thinking in your ways of creating a new home and family life. And this is where sometimes you might need to be a little bit aloof, or pull back to look at the bigger picture to see what changes need to be occurring at this point for you, so that you can be more authentic and truthful to yourself. Very much what is activating this is the Mars-Uranus in an area of your life that is to do with business partnerships, marriage partners, and living lovers. Your closest relationships are activating this change, that give you the courage and the enthusiasm to show your love out into the world, and to make the changes around your home and family that are required as you grow forward in this way. The big change in terms of the Pluto analogy of the phoenix burning to the ashes and being reborn is happening in an area of your life related to your neighborhood, to siblings, and to communications and business skills and talking and writing and thinking. It's about talking and writing and thinking in a way that no longer oppresses you, but rather empowers you. This is a time to start thinking about self-compassion, self-tolerance, self-expression in an empowered way. No more thinking thoughts, I'm not good enough, or degrading yourself or blocking yourself. This is really a time of saying, I can give love and I am worthy of love, and thinking the encouraging, uplifting, joyous Leo type of thoughts that allow you to think love and to think light, and send out those thoughts and that kind of communications out into the world. So let's move on to Sagittarius. For the Sagittarians, this full moon is occurring in an area of your life that has everything to do with overseas, foreigners, belief systems, philosophies, the law, traveling, higher learning, universities, degrees, professors, etc. And this would then indicate that matters are related to the details of how you express these belief systems and thoughts and any interactions you have with foreigners and professors or universities to be, or not have to be, or will be the way. There will be a lot of communications around this, and it will be very much in an innovative, forward-thinking way where you almost want to escape and straight away move forward into the new way. But because Saturn is in Aquarius in this area in your chart, it will allow you to make the changes, but gradually, gradually, gradually. And remember, these changes are happening for the entire year, and this full moon is just activating, saying that there's changes. And the immediate changes that have been occurring since Mars went into Taurus beginning of this month with the Uranus conjunction is in your day-to-day routine and how you are of service to other people, and also matters related to your physical health or disease. There's a sense of breaking away and having insights and awakenings around this. And this day-to-day routine change that is itching to occur is part and plays into the new way of expressing your love through your philosophies and your belief systems, and the love of travel and of being a counselor and a wise person and working with gurus or people who are foreigners. That is where during this full moon you will be shining your light, your philosophies about the self-love and the light and the self-expression in a very joyful and playful leadership kind of Leo way is what you'll be experiencing tomorrow. The big Pluto-Venus change for you is happening in an area of your value systems, your self-esteem, and how you regulate and organize your finances. There's a sense of, I've been feeling oppressed. It is time to shake that off. It's a turning point. I want to turn from the worm into the butterfly and fly. I want to go to empowerment from oppression. And this is all happening in this area of your personal finances. Perhaps, you know, a different way, a new way of earning your income, maybe a new way of investing your money. But bottom line is it gives you self-worth and self-esteem. For the Capricorns, this is happening for you in an area in your life which demands a lot of change. And it can be quite fearful in a way, and also touch on any blockages that you might have, or anxieties, or matters related to grief and letting go, that it is there that you want to shine your love in, and to say, I give my light and my self-love and my leadership and my warmth and my creativity into an area of my life that demands cathartic change and rebirth. This is a chance to bring in more intimacy into your life. This is a chance to bring people into your life, let them in. Maybe the resources you're receiving from other people, be it financial, emotional, or spiritual, are now allowing you to shine in that area of your life. And what this is doing, it's honing down and improving your personal financial situation, but also your self-worth and your self-esteem. And this change about your self-worth and self-esteem will continue for the whole year, because this Uranus will be sweeping through to this area of your life throughout the whole year. So it's rearranging your finances, rearranging your self-esteem. You want to maybe go ahead quickly in doing this, and it's matters related to self-expression and how you are a lover, not just a lover to a romantic partner or your marriage partner, but also a lover of life. How joyous are you? What are you doing to have fun? How do you express yourself? What sports do you do? Sports? Do you do art? Do you are you thinking of having children? Are you working with children? It's this energy that's unexpected and sudden that is creating the chaos and the sense of great awakening and individuality around how you express your love, which allows you to improve your self-esteem and your financial situation. And it also then allows you more intimacy by clearing up blockages and saying, okay, I'm ready to get closer and love closer and deeper. Maybe there was insecurities that you had that would stop you and block you from loving intimately. This is being flushed out. There's like a, you know, path clearing that's going on over specifically the full moon, but even until like sort of the end of February. The big changes of the overhaul of the old worm becoming a new butterfly, or the phoenix burning to the ashes and then being reawakened, is very much to do with your own persona and who you are in this world. That big change happened last year, and this is sort of the tail end of you just letting go the last bit of anything that's oppressing you and holding you back, so that you cannot love as much as you want to, and you can't commit as much as you want to. And by tomorrow you will really have the sense, and even today you will feel it, it's like, I do want to love and commit myself to love and start up afresh and new. And I'm not going to stay in situations that make me feel oppressed, because I want to feel empowered when I give love, and I also want to be able to empower others when I give love. So let's look to the Aquarians. For the Aquarians, this is happening in an area of your life that has everything to do about relationships. So for the Aquarians, this is honestly the best time for you to be pouring your love into a relationship. Relationships will allow you, or a relationship with an intimate one-on-one person. If you're married, it's your marriage partner. If you living with a live-in lover, that's that. If it's your best friend, any one of these close relationships will allow you to be joyful and playful and shine light and love yourself, and with that radiate the love and the enthusiasm and the encouragement and the leadership within a relationship. So for the Aquarians, really, this is a fantastic, one of the closest days of this year that you can get to your partner through expressing love in an uplifting way. The changes that you might be experiencing that allow you to do this are coming from your home and family. This is where the shock and the unexpected changes have been happening since January, but also longer, because Uranus has been there a bit longer, but specifically with Mars kind of activating this. Maybe you're moving house, fixing things around the house. It's family matters that allow you to love so deeply your dear beloved partner. And this allows you as a human being to be more idealistic about what it is that you want for yourself in your life, and to look after your physical body, so that you can be this person that can give the love to and receive the love from a very doting partner. The Pluto-Venus endings in your life are very much a time of understanding that in your unconscious ways, in a very hidden shadow side of your persona, you've been allowing yourself to feel oppressed in matters related to love, maybe even finances and your self-worth. And this full moon is saying, no more of that. I want to be empowered when it comes to my money. I want to be empowered when it comes to committing to love and to giving love. And this is a fantastic opportunity for you to be experiencing this. Let us go through to Pisces. So for the Pisces, the full moon is occurring for you in an area of your life that relates to your personal health or disease, your day-to-day routine, especially things like overworking, and also the service that you give to other people. So here again, there's a lot of love to give. Whatever work that you're doing as a Pisces, this is a time for you to be encouraging and enthusiastic and playful, and express yourself with love and light in your day-to-day routines. And the help and the assistance that you'll be getting from this is that you will find that spending time alone is actually very nourishing to you, and connecting to your shadow side and doing things for yourself will really allow you to connect with your creativity and getting things done out there. So for the Pisces, the area that you are refining your ideals and your forward-thinking, innovative ways is a very private space that you very much do from behind the scenes, and you realize that you actually need time out alone to connect to spirit, so that you can actually make contact with that. And you might want to rush into that through new forms of communications with you. The whole changes how you communicate in a more independent way. And it's matters related to siblings or your neighbors, and how you communicate, where these accidents and suddenly these unexpected awakenings have been occurring, that will allow you to express yourself more in your day-to-day routine, and at the same time give you this need to want to be on your own, so that you can figure out how to be more innovative, and how you can connect to your future and the hopes and dreams that you have for yourself. And certainly this Pluto Venus has been occurring for you in an area of your social environment, the friends that you have and how you receive love. And you have been feeling oppressed with the society that you've been living in, or the groups of friends that you've had, or a friendship that you're in, and it's been not conducive to feeling empowered. And this is all coming to a head, and you realize that there are changes required so that you can actually commit to giving love to a new society, to a new group of friends, in a way that feels very empowering to you. I'm going to move on to the next sign, which is Aries. So for all the Aries, your full moon is occurring in a really playful environment. It is an area where we naturally give love. It's an area where we naturally self-express. It is an area where we naturally are creative or deal with children. So this is almost like a double of everything: double self-love, double light, double encouragement, double leadership potential when it comes to being creative and having fun, or matters related to children, and how you express love, or holidays, joy, all of the fun stuff that is really super highlighted. And what this is allowing you to do is the society that you connect with, to do so in a very innovative, forward-thinking, long-term planning, idealistic way. What are your hopes and dreams for the friends that you have and the future that you want to have? It is matters related to your work, where you feel like you've been oppressed, that Phoenix needs to arise from the ashes again, and you need to emerge as a butterfly, commit to matters related to your career, your profession, and how you express yourself, your actions out into the world, because it has been oppressive up until this point. This includes also mothers. Are there situations around a mother that has been oppressing and is now over? It's time to empower yourself and to move forward. And the changes that are happening for you, and all these accidents that have happened, and this unexpected sudden changes, and all these awakenings, and the unraveling of things, and the sense of erratic chaos and rebelliousness is happening in an area related to your finances and your self-worth and your self-esteem. That cage is being rattled, where your self-esteem is being questioned, and there's a sense that you want to be more independent and free, and that there are changes around what your value systems are. And this very much ties into what society, what type of friends and groups of people do you want to have in your life, and how is it that you express yourself and possibly, give love of yourself and receive love, and how does this affect your financial situation and your self-worth? Let's look at Taurus. So for all the Taurians, this has been shaking you up really big, because Mars and Uranus in the sign of Taurus is completely rattling you. Anything that was stable, and it's a little bit, if I take that cow analogy, the cow on this green field of grass, munching away, no changes, status quo, not rushing anywhere, everything's just the way it is, the comfort zone, the grass tastes nice and everything. And in comes Uranus and Mars, which would literally be, some unexpected thing happening, a lightning bolt, or maybe somebody arriving from a hot air balloon on your field if you're the cow there, and you've got to now suddenly move. There's suddenly this sense of maybe even an earthquake, if you're this Taurian just enjoying all the comforts, and suddenly Uranus comes along with Mars and just rattles your cage and says, this is a time for chaos and excitement and volatility and erratic behavior. There's a sense of great awakening that you now want to be independent and free and forward-thinking and liberated and independent and revolutionary. There's just this massive itch to want to change. Now, remember, not to just change for change's sake. You want to change, and in your case, you want to change so that your status out in the world, your profession, the things you profess, the actions out into the world that you profess to do, are more in line with your idealistic hopes and dreams for the future. And it's matters related to your home life that allow you to express your love. You are thinking about, what is the ideal family that I want? What is the ideal home that I want? Where is it that I feel comfortable and want to express my love from the deepest source of my depth of my ancestry? Where can I be a leadership for a family? Where can I show leadership in my own family and be loving and self-loving and show light and enthusiasm and encouragement and playfulness and joy and creative thinking around home and family? That is being really strongly activated. For the Taurians, it's matters related to foreign travel, philosophy, higher studies, belief systems, where you feel this is really oppressing me. It's time to turn that around. The analogy of the phoenix, the analogy of the butterfly emerging from the worm. It's time for a new overseas thought, for foreigners to travel in a new way, for belief systems, for ending degrees or beginning degrees of studies. It is a new way of being a guru, or working with gurus who empower you versus those that oppress you. Very exciting time and big changes for Taurians. So just remember to breathe deeply, count into, breathe in to 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6, breathe through your heart for the Taurians, and stay grounded in your family life so that you can gradually make these changes. Don't rush too much into anything, even though Uranus is in your sign. Too quick a rushing will almost create too much chaos. You've got the entire year to make these changes. So if we move on to Gemini, for the Gemini rising, this full moon is occurring in an area of communications, how you express yourself, how you think about yourself. So let's talk about thoughts for yourself. Let them be playful, let them be joyous, let them be self-expressive, let them be a sense of leadership for yourself that allows you for self-love and connecting with your heart. And visualize maybe the energies from the earth coming up and the energies from the sky coming down, and let them connect to your heart. Let that be a place. Let you express yourself through heart space. And what this will allow you to do is that all matters related to teaching or foreigners or to studies that you're doing or overseas travel will allow you to have new ways of being innovative towards the future that you plan in an idealistic way, your philosophies. It will allow you to express in a very joyous way these new philosophies or new connections that you have to teaching or learning higher studies. The big changes, very cathartic changes for the Gemini is letting go of old fears and blockages and emerging there as a phoenix into intimacy and being fearless and being able to accept these big cathartic changes with joy and realizing that they will empower you. The emotions around the sudden change with the Uranus is very much being in a house of, in an area of your life that relates to loss and to matters from behind the scenes or foreign situations where you might feel a bit isolated and alone, and just the sense of loss and understanding that there's changes in the collective going on, and how does that make you feel? So let us look towards Cancer. And for the Cancerians, this is very much happening in an area of your life where you relate to your self-worth, to your value system, to your possessions, to your financial world. This is a time for you to shine and radiate that joy and self-expression and leadership and creative brainstorming about your finances and your self-esteem. And how this will assist you in your life is that matters related to the spiritual or the emotional or the financial resources that you receive from other people, and any blockages that you have around that will open up so that you can be more intimate. Are you wanting to get a bond from the bank? Are there taxes coming your way? Is there an inheritance coming your way? Is there physical interaction with a partner that is to be more intimate? Is there someone there who can spiritually assist you as a form of guidance so that your self-esteem and self-worth or even your finances improve and can radiate and shine out into the world? changes in terms of your hopes and dreams and in your ideals and the friends that you have and even the income that you're earning, the unexpected things and changes that are happening in this area of your life are going to help you with your self-worth and feeling that you are worthy of receiving resources from others. And it's truly the matters related to relationships that have been oppressive that you are really ready to clear out. It's really time for this path clearing of saying that relationship or my way of being in that relationship is oppressive. I am now going to be in a relationship that allows me to be more empowered. So that would wrap up the 12 signs. I'm going to have a look at my watch for the first time. Oh, perfect timing. 3 more minutes or so to go before Yvette wants to start with the yoga. So my final message to you all is that you can realize through this Leo moon that you are love and that you are loved. And with that, I am going to hand over to Yvette. I thank you all for joining today. And if you'd like to be on our WhatsApp group for notifications or email list, if you're new to this event today, please email us or WhatsApp us and we can add you to that so that you won't miss any of these in the future. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy your yoga and shine your light and love tomorrow during the full moon. God bless. Take care. Bye. Lots of love.
Seated position on your mat or a kneeling position, whatever works for you best. If you want to move the beautiful muscly fleshy bit away from your sit bones, then you do so. And let's just start off with thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for Co's insights to whatever this Leo full moon brings to all of us, and let's just be thankful for what we have and who we are and what we have to give. So I'm going to start off the class with my singing bowl. So you're sitting comfortably and just close your eyes and place your hands into your lap with your left hand onto your right hand and just concentrate on your breathing, letting go of what's been going on today. Let's start off with taking a couple of deep inhales, rooting down through our sit bones. Breathe deeply into that belly, expanding it like a balloon, and then pull that breath all the way up into your rib cage, expanding your ribs sideways, growing taller and pulling the breath all the way up to your collarbones. And then carry on lengthening your neck spine and then all the way up into your scalp. And imagine a beautiful red ribbon pulling your crown chakra all the way up towards the heavens so that you feel like you're floating between the sky and Mother Earth. And with your exhale, exhale through your open mouth. If you want to sigh, do so and just become soft in your spine. Without rounding the spine or dropping your shoulders or head, just become soft. Let's do 2 more. Inhale from your sit bones, tailbone, through your lumbar spine, up into your chest, pulling that breath from your belly into your rib cage, and then all the way up to your shoulders, lengthening your neck, and then reaching your crown chakra up towards the ceiling and sky. Relaxing your thighs, hips, and shoulders, and facial expression. And then slowly exhale through your open mouth, becoming soft in your spine. Letting go of anything and everything that is of no use for you today anymore. Last time, inhale into your belly, And then pulling it up into your ribs, sitting up a tad bit taller, lengthening that spine, squaring your shoulders, pulling the breath up into your collarbones, lengthening your neck, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears, and then allowing that crown chakra to reach up towards the heavens. And this time when we exhale, we're going to start rounding our back from our tailbone, lumbar spine, pulling your belly button gently back towards your spine, softening your chest area, dropping those shoulders down towards your lap, and then allowing your neck and head to travel down towards your hands lying in your lap. And allow gravity to pull your upper body down towards your lap, mat, and ground. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. If you want to tuck your chin towards your chest, increase the stretch along your neck and across your shoulder girdle, then do so. You should feel it in between your shoulder blades, across your shoulders, down your neck. It might actually travel all the way down past your shoulders into your upper arms, depending on what you did today. If you do feel any tension or even pain in your lower back, in your lumbar area, pull your belly button back even further towards your spine just to stabilize that area of your body. We're going to take another 2 long breaths here. And try to extend that exhale with each and every repetition. And one more inhale. And long exhale. With your next inhale, we're going to start uncurling from our sit bones, tailbone, into that lumbar spine, and be mindful when curling or uncurling your spine. Slowly start straightening the chest area, back area, squaring your shoulders, and then lengthening your neck and reaching that crown chakra up towards the ceiling one last time. Make sure that your inner thighs, hips, belly, chest, shoulders, and forehead are relaxed. The next inhale, take your hands in front of your heart center, Anjalina Mudra, touching your thumbs towards your sternum. Lower your forehead down towards your fingertips. And think of a mantra, dedication, wish, or affirmation, or anything that has meaning to you. And call that into your mental and physical space. And when you've found that, repeat it to yourself 3 times. And then place your hands onto your belly, keeping your eyes closed if that's comfortable for you. Relaxing your hips and your shoulders. We're going to inhale to the count of 4, hold the breath to the count of 4, and then exhale to the count of 6. Repeating it 3 times, moving from belly then to ribs and up to our collarbones. If my counting is too speedy, do it in your own time. Should you feel dizzy, slow down your breathing and lower your head. Let's go. Inhale, inflating that belly like a balloon for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slowly exhale, pulling that belly button back towards your spine for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure you relax your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale again into your belly. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. 6, 5, 4. Pull your belly button back towards your spine. 2, and 1. And inhale again into your belly. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. 6, 5, 4. Pull that belly button back towards your spine. 2 and 1. Moving the palms of your hands up to embrace the side of your ribs. Relax your shoulders. Inhale into your belly. 4, 3. Pull that breath up into your rib cage. Sitting a tad bit taller, widening your ribs. And then holding your breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, curling your ribs inward. 6, 5, 4. Belly button back. 2 and 1. Inhale into your belly again. 4, 3. Pull that breath up into your rib cage, expanding it. 2 and 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, curl the ribs in. 6, 5, 4. Belly button back. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale one last time, belly, extending it. 4, 3. Pull that breath up into your rib cage. 2 and 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, curling your ribs in. 6, 5, 4. Belly button back. 3, 2, and 1. Moving your fingertips up to your collarbones, sitting a tad bit taller, reaching your crown chakra up towards the ceiling. Inhale into your belly. 4, 3. Pull that breath up into your ribcage, expanding it. 2 and then 1, all the way up to your collarbones, and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale from your collarbone. 6, 5. Curl your ribs in. 4, 3. Belly button back to your spine. 2 and 1. Inhale into your belly. 4, 3. Pull that breath up into your rib cage. 2. And then all the way up to the tip of your lungs behind your collarbones. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale from your collarbone. 6, 5. Curl your ribs in. 4, 3. Pull your belly button back towards your spine. 2 and 1. Last one. Inhale into your belly, inflated. 4, 3. Pull that breath up into your rib cage. 2. And then all the way up to your collarbones. 1. And hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. 6, 5, 4. Curl your ribs in. Belly button back. 2 and 1. Taking your hands down, laying them on the mat left and right of your thighs. I'd like you to travel into your body with your attention and see how you feel. Hopefully calm. Your breathing is nice and slow, and all that activity that was going on in your mind throughout the entire day has slowed down to almost complete full stop. Very good. On the next inhale, slowly open your eyes. Start wriggling your fingers and rotating your wrists in both directions just to get some blood flowing there. I'd like you to change your seating position, coming into kneeling position. I'll show you. Either have your toes flat and feet flat on the ground, or tuck your toes under. If that is comfortable, then your soles of your feet and the toes will get a stretch. If that is not comfortable and you don't want to kneel properly, you can even put a cushion or a block in between the back of your thighs and your calves. Your core is slightly tight to protect your lumbar spine so that you don't fall into a hollow back. We're going to inhale, reach our arms up, stretching the side bodies, look up towards the ceiling, interlace your fingers and turn your palms up towards that ceiling. Pulling from your hips along your side bodies into your armpits, along your arms and all the way up into the hands. And you feel that stretch across your palms, along your arms and side bodies, and maybe even just below your ribs where your diaphragm is. On the next exhale, slowly move your arms down, rotate your wrists so that your palms are facing away from you, and gently tug on those wrists so you'll feel the stretch from your earlobe along the side of your neck, cross your shoulder girdle and all the way down along your arm. You might even feel it in your wrist, depending on how far you can open the wrist and palm of your hand. On the next inhale, we're going to go up again. Deep inhale all the way into the belly, into the ribs, and all the way to the tip of your lungs, reaching those palms up towards the ceiling. Allow your gaze to follow your arm movement up towards the ceiling. Very good. And while we're up there, now move your arms behind your head, not your head forward, but the arms behind your head so that you'll feel your bicep move past your earlobe, and you'll get a bigger stretch across your chest and perhaps even in your armpit. Inhale, lengthen, and slowly exhale, moving your arms forward, twisting your wrists so the palms are facing away from you, and gently pulling your shoulders away from your ears so you feel that stretch along the side of your neck, your shoulders, and your arms, and perhaps even across the palms of your hands. On the next inhale, rotate your shoulders back again. Take your hands apart or not interlaced anymore. Rotate your shoulders backwards and forwards. And then with the next inhale, reach your arms out. And imagine you want to grab something from the opposite side of the room. So you're stretching from your spine to your shoulder blade. So the space in between your shoulder blade is being stretched. Your shoulders are relaxed away from your ears, and then you'll feel that stretch from your shoulder to your elbow in your bicep and tricep. And then you'll feel the stretch from your elbow to your wrist, and then across the palm of your hands because your fingers are splayed to the maximum. And keep reaching out. And now if you want to add a stretch, try to pull those shoulder blades down towards your sit bone. Your core is engaged so that you don't fall into a hollow back. Keep pulling, keep breathing. It's the most important thing here. And we're going to pull a bit more. 3, 2, 1. And then exhale, wrap those arms around your body. Grab hold of your shoulder or shoulder blades, pulling shoulders away from your ears. Drop your chin down towards your chest. And you'll feel that stretch in between your shoulder blades, across your shoulders and along your neck. We're going to go out one more time, reaching those splayed fingertips to the opposing sides. Lengthen those arms. Feel that stretch in between your shoulder blades, along your arms, into the palm of your hands. Keep breathing and keeping your core nice and stable for another 3, 2, 1. And then exhale. Wrap your arms around your body, holding your shoulders or shoulder blades, pulling shoulders away from your ears. Different arm on the top this time, dropping your chin down towards the chest. Enjoy that beautiful stretch. On the next inhale, let go of that beautiful hug and rotate your shoulders backwards and forwards. And I'll turn sideways so that you see what I'd like you to do. On the next inhale, rotate your shoulders backwards, opening your chest, interlace your fingers, and then start extending those hands down towards the back of your body, towards the mat. Don't fall into a hollow back. Your core is holding that back nice and straight. And keep pulling those interlaced fingers down towards the mat. You'll feel a stretch across your open chest, across your anterior deltoids, and down your arms. If you want to drop your chin down towards your chest, you'll get an added stretch across your shoulder girdle and along your neck. Hold it for another 3, 2, 1, and then let go of your interlaced fingers And slowly fan your arms forward like wings, coming into a round back, dropping your chin down towards your chest. Imagine you're a bird and you're flapping your wings forward. On the next inhale, take those wings or arms back behind your body and interlace those hands one more time, rotating your shoulders back and pulling those wrists down towards the mat behind your body. And this time we're going to gaze up towards the ceiling. And while we're holding this position, keep breathing. And we're going to start jutting our chin and lower jaw up towards the ceiling, like an English bulldog with an immense underbite. And you'll feel that stretch from your lower jaw all the way down the front and the side of your throat. And let's keep jutting that chin up towards the ceiling. And relax. And jut it up again. And relax. 2 more. Jut it up again. Relax. And last time. And relax. And slowly gaze forward again. Let go of your interlaced fingers and take those wings forward again. Top of your hands touching, upper back is round, belly button is pulled back towards the spine, chin goes to the chest. Inhale, come on back, rotating your shoulders backwards and forwards, and then come into a tabletop position on your mat. Your fingers are splayed, your hands are shoulder width apart. Try to get an L shape between your thumb and your index finger, and make sure that your wrists are aligned just under your shoulders so the palms of your hands carry the entire weight of your upper body. There's a gap of about 2 to 3 centimeters between your thumbs. Your knees are hip distance apart and they're aligned with your hip bone. Now we're going to inhale. We're going to come into a cow pose, dropping our belly down towards the mat, opening your chest, rotating your shoulders back away from your ears and gazing up towards the ceiling. Let's start with a small movement, especially in the neck area. And we're going to exhale. We're going to start curling our tailbone under, rounding that lumbar spine, pulling the belly button back towards your spine, pushing your shoulder blades up towards the ceiling, rounding your shoulders, dropping your chin and your head down towards the mat. If you want an added bend right at the bottom of your tailbone, try to curl your tailbone under even more. Push firmly into the palms of your hands so you're lengthening those arms, and you'll feel that stretch along your arms as well. Inhale, drop your belly down towards the mat again. Open your chest, pull your shoulders away from your ears, and gaze up towards the ceiling. Here as well, pressing firmly into the palms of your hands. Lengthen your arms. Exhale, curl your tailbone under, belly button goes back towards your spine, pushing your shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. Drop your head and neck down towards the mat. Lengthen those arms so you'll feel that stretch in your tricep as well. Curl your tailbone under. With the next inhale, we come to a neutral back. We're going to tuck our toes under, tighten that belly button back towards the spine on the next inhale, and then lift those knees off the ground. And transfer that weight. So you got 50% of your body weight held by the palms of your hands and your 10 fingers, and 50% held by your 10 toes. Feeling a beautiful stretch across the toes and across the soles of your feet. Quickly take a glimpse down at your knees and see whether they're floating above the mat. That's where we'd like to have them. And keep breathing, firmly pressing the palms of your hands into the mat, lengthening those arms, slightly rounding your upper back, gazing down towards the spot in between your index fingers. We're going to stay here for another 3, 2, 1. And then lower your knees down and come into an active armed child pose, meaning your belly and chest is going to float down onto your thighs. Your sit bones are connecting to your heels and your hands are walking away from your body. Your forehead is resting on the mat. So while we're inhaling, we're allowing those fingertips to meander away from our body, lengthening the side bodies, armpits and arms. And when we exhale, we allow them to relax,
Shoulders float away from our ears. I'm going to repeat that 3 times. We're going to inhale. We're going to walk those fingertips away from our body, lengthening that entire backside from our sit bones along our spine into the shoulders, armpits, and arms. And then we're going to exhale, relaxing the arms, allowing the shoulders to float away from the ears. And 2 more. Inhale, deep inhale. Feel your belly inflating, relieving any pressure or tension you have in your lumbar spine. And then exhale, relax the arms and allow the shoulders to float away from the ears. Last time, inhale, walk those fingertips as far away from your body as you can, still keeping your sit bones connected to your heels. Enjoy that beautiful stretch. And then exhale, allow the shoulders to float away from your ears and your arms to relax. Allow those elbows to relax down onto the mat. With the next inhale, lift your head and look forward to your hands. Let's come back into a tabletop. We're going to take our right hand and place it under our nose, transferring the upper body weight to that right hand. We're going to inhale, take your left hand out to the side so that it's parallel to the ground. Extend that right arm so you're reaching your shoulder up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to exhale, we're going to open to that left side. Left hand reaching up to that ceiling, and your gaze follows the hand. Be mindful, it's quite a big twist, so do as much as you can, plus 10%. Exhale, come on down, placing your left hand under your nose, pressing firmly into that left hand, extending that left arm up. Inhale your right arm over to the side, horizontal to the floor, and then exhale, twist open on the right side. Your gaze follows your right hand up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, replace your right hand onto the floor. We're going to go one more time on each side. Inhale, take your left arm out to the side, pressing into the right hand, into that mat, extending your right arm. Exhale, into that left side, reaching your left arm up towards the ceiling, and your gaze follows the hand. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come on down with your left hand, place it under your nose. Inhale, take your right arm out, horizontal to the mat. Extend that left arm so that you're taller, and then exhale, move that right arm up. Hand reaches up towards the ceiling, and your gaze follows your hand. Inhale, get taller on the right side. Exhale, come on down. Come into a tabletop position and drop your head down. Round your upper back, come into a cat pose, tucking your tailbone under, pulling your belly button back towards your spine, and the palms of your hands are firmly pressing into the ground, allowing your arms to grow long and feel that stretch along the arms, especially the tricep and all the way up into your shoulders. Inhale, come to a neutral back, take your hands to the edge of your mat. Your hands are a bit wider than shoulder width apart, and we're going to exhale our chest down towards the mat into puppy pose. Your sit bones go up towards the ceiling. There's an angle between your hamstrings and your calf muscles, which is smaller than 90 degrees. Your hands are strong, your fingers are splayed, your arms are strong. We're not relaxing those elbows down onto the mat. And if you can, place your chin onto the mat. So you'll feel the opening and stretch, especially in the upper part of your arms, in your armpits, across your shoulders. And you should feel a beautiful release in your lumbar spine area. And imagine you got a stick-on eyes on your sit bones and they're glimpsing up towards the ceiling. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths, and I'd like you to concentrate on your breathing. So when you inhale into that belly area, and then pull the breath up into your rib cage, and then all the way up to your collarbones, feeling the stretching along your spine, and then exhale from your collarbones into your ribs. Try to curl them in slightly, and then pulling your belly button back towards your spine in the last exhale. And 2 more, inhale into your belly, pull that breath up into your rib cage, all the way up to your collarbone. And then exhale from the collarbone, curling your ribs in, pulling your belly button back towards your spine. And last breath, inhale into your belly, pull that breath up into your rib cage, and then all the way up to your collarbones. And exhale from your collarbones, and curl your ribs in, and pull your belly button back towards your spine. With the next inhale, gaze towards your hands. If you had your eyes closed, move your hands down under your shoulders again. Your fingers are splayed, and come into that cat pose, pushing your shoulder blades apart all the way up towards the ceiling and curling your tailbone under. So you'll feel a beautiful stretch down in your lumbar spine, tucking your chin down towards your chest. And with the next inhale, come to a neutral spine. Tuck your toes under and slowly come on up into your first downward facing dog and start pedaling your feet whilst you're moving into your downward facing dog, and give your head a nod and a shake just to relieve any possible tension that you might have in your neck, and keep pedaling your feet while I'll walk you through the alignment. So your fingers are still splayed and their hands are shoulder width apart. Your upper arms are rotated out. Your shoulders are beautifully squared. Your neck is easy and your gaze goes down towards your thighs, your belly button. Your shoulder blades are pulling down towards your sit bones, and those sit bones would love to get a glimpse of your ceiling today. Your feet are hip distance apart, and whether you have your legs straight or bent, once we find some stillness, I'll leave that up to you. Now let's find some stillness. If you have your legs straight, then pull your kneecaps up into your quads just to engage those thighs, and firmly press those heels down into the mat so you can feel a stretch from your heels through your Achilles tendon into your hamstrings, into your glutes, and then all the way from your hips along your spine into your shoulder, along your arms into your hands. Firmly press those palms of your hands and soles of the feet into the mat. Your belly button is pulling back towards the spine, and you feel very light in your midsection. Those of you who have your feet and heels on the ground, just on the next inhale, let's lift those toes off the mat so that we can feel a beautiful stretch in our shins. Allow that chest to float even further down and closer towards your thighs. Exhale those toes down. On the next inhale, let's all of us lift our heels off the mat. Your chest is still traveling down towards your thighs, and you're gazing to your thighs or to your belly button. Your neck is easy. We're going to just stay on those toes for a bit. Keep pulling those heels off the mat. Sit bones get even a better glimpse of that ceiling. Keep breathing, and on the next exhale, lower those heels down onto the mat and feel that stretch. For the next inhale, we're going to slowly undulate into a plank position. Be mindful of your spine, and while you're moving forward, start rotating your shoulders away from your ears and pulling them away. Shoulder blades go down towards your sit bones. Your wrists are located just under your shoulders. Your fingers are splayed. You're gazing down towards the mat so that your neck is an elongation of your spine. Your heels are pulling away from your body and your legs are engaged. The core is engaged. Anyway, we're going to stay here. Your body weight is being carried by the palms of your hands and your 10 toes. Try to splay your toes as well while we're here. If being in a plank is too much for you, just lower your knees down onto the mat and you'll have your core working as well. With your next exhale, tighten that core and pull it back towards the spine, and use that strength to move yourself back into downward facing dog, firmly pressing into the palm of your hands, moving you back and allowing the sit bones to glimpse up towards the ceiling again. Give your head a nod or a shake. The next inhale, we're going to move forward into plank again, undulating like a wave, and then moving those shoulders away from your ears. Shoulder blades move down towards your sit bones. Engage those legs. Gaze down towards the mat. Keep breathing. Stay for another 3, 2, 1. With the next inhale, pull that belly button back towards your spine, and then use that strength to pull yourself back into downward facing dog, and then pedal those feet just to get some movement in. Take your ankles, knees, and hips along. If you want to take your shoulders along too, firmly pressing into those soles of your feet and extending through your shoulders, allowing your spine to lengthen, especially from your hips all the way down to your shoulders. Find some stillness, and on the next inhale, we're going to look forward. We're going to walk towards our hands slowly, and we're just going to allow gravity to pull our upper body down towards the mat. Your feet are hip distance apart, and grab your elbows and just gently sway from side to side. And it doesn't matter whether your legs are stretched or whether they're bent, as long as you have equal amount of weight spread across both soles of your feet. Then let go of your elbows. Slightly bend your knees, and we're going to slowly come up into standing position with the next inhale, reaching our hands up towards the ceiling, taking those shoulders along. Your legs are engaged, your core is engaged as well. Turn towards the camera. And we're going to exhale, we're going to start bending over to the right side. So everything from your belly button down towards your feet is tight. We're only bending from the hip to our fingers, and you'll feel the stretch along your side bodies into the armpit and into your arms. Inhale, come back to center. Core is still tight. Shoulders move up towards the ears. Exhale, bend over to the left side. Keeping your chest open, pull your right shoulder blade back down towards your sit bone. We're going to inhale. We're going to do repeats on each side. Exhale, move over to that right side, keeping your left chest open by pulling your left shoulder blade down towards your sit bones, and you're gazing up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come back to center, reaching those fingertips up. Exhale, bend over to the left side, chest is open, gaze goes up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, take your shoulders away from your ears, hands come in front of your heart center, and then move those arms left and right next to your body into Dandasana, mountain pose. We're going to flow through the sun salutation a couple of times. Your legs are engaged, your pelvis is slightly tucked under, and your belly is nice and tight. Inhale, reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling, pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, swan dive forward into a forward fold. Whether your legs are straight or bent, I'll leave that up to you. Inhale, come into a half lift. Your legs are straight. Your back is straight. Your shoulders are pulling away from your ears. You're gazing down towards the ceiling. Hands are on your thighs or on your shins or down on the mat, depending on how flexible you are. Exhale, we're going to move into plank pose with our left foot first. If this is too strenuous being in plank, go down onto your knees, and we're going to bend our arms coming down into chaturanga. Keep those elbows really close by. Slide your entire body down onto the mat. Inhale, rotate your shoulders back. Come into a baby cobra, gazing up towards your third eye or the ceiling. Tuck your toes under and push up, keeping those elbows close to your body, over your knees. Come into downward facing dog and walk that dog. Firmly pressing into the palms of your hands, rotating your upper arms out, squaring your shoulders and pulling those shoulder blades down towards your sit bones. Come to a stillness and feel that stretch along the entire back side of your body. Inhale, look forward. Hop or step towards your hands and come straight into a half lift, rotating your shoulders away from your ears. And make sure you're not leaning back onto your heels, but have your weight evenly distributed across your soles of your feet. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, come all the way up into standing position. Fingers reach all the way up to the ceiling. And exhale, your shoulders away from your ears, hands in front of your heart center, and then next to your body. Mountain pose. We're going to go again. Inhale. Reach up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Rotate those shoulders away from your ears, gaze down to the mat. Exhale into a plank with your right foot. And then bend your elbows close to your ribcage, come into chaturanga. Rotate your shoulders back on your inhale, come into upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, move back into downward facing dog. Pedal those feet a bit and then come to stillness, pressing firmly into the soles of your feet and the palm of your hands. Give your head a nod or a shake. With the next inhale, look forward, hop or step towards your hands and come straight into a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up into standing position, fingertips reach up, and then exhale, your hands in front of your heart center, shoulders come down to exhale, all the way down into Dandasana. Hands are next to your body. Last time, inhale, reach up. We're going to do a slight back bend just from your lower ribs across your chest and into your armpits, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Gaze down, exhale, come back into plank, and come down into chaturanga, keeping your elbows close to your body. Inhale, rotate your shoulders away from your ears, come into cobra or upward facing dog, gazing up towards the ceiling. Exhale, use your core to pull yourself back into downward facing dog. Pedal those ankles a bit, taking your knees and hips along and giving your head a nod and a shake. On the next inhale, look towards your hands or hop or step towards them. Come straight into a half lift. Rotating your shoulders away from your ears, gaze down towards the mat. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, come all the way up, reaching your fingertips up towards the ceiling, taking your shoulders up towards your ears. Go into a slight back bend. And then exhale your hands in front of your heart center, taking your shoulders away from your ears and taking your hands left and right of your thighs. Open up into goddess pose. Your feet are more than hip distance apart. Your toes are facing out. Make sure that your knees do not fall inward, but rather push them out. So you'll feel the upper part of your glutes engaging. Try to get a 90-degree angle between your calf muscle and your inner thigh muscles. And imagine you're leaning against the wall. So you're slightly tucking your pelvis under. Your core is beautifully strong and your chest is open. We're going to take our arms up into a 90-degree angle. Your fingers are splayed. Your shoulders are being pulled away from your ears, shoulder blades going down towards your tailbone. Inhale, we're going to lengthen that spine. Exhale, we're going to sit down a bit, lowering the hips down towards the mat. Feel a beautiful activation in your inner thighs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sit down a bit more. Use that breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sit down a bit more. Let's just hold it. Squeeze those glutes to keep yourself beautifully stable. Inhale. With the next exhale, we're going to turn over to that right side. Your right shoulders pulling back. Keep the arms as stable as possible. Keep pushing those knees out. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the left side. Left shoulder is pulling you back. Arms are staying in the position. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Feel that twist in the center of your body. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, left. One more on each side. Inhale, center. Come down a bit further with your pelvic area. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center.
And take those hands down and pressing them firmly into the thigh area just above your knees. Take that pressure and tension off your inner thighs. And then with the next exhale, drop your right shoulder down towards the mat, firmly pressing your right hand into the inner side of your right knee and gaze up towards the ceiling. You'll feel a nice stretch along your inner thigh of your right leg. The next inhale, come back to center, and exhale, pressing into that left knee with your left hand, dropping your left shoulder down towards the mat, looking up towards the ceiling. Feel that stretch on the inside of your left thigh. The next inhale, come on back and slowly walk your feet closer together, and then allow your glutes and pelvis to sink in between your heels, coming into Balasana. Try to sink your glutes down onto the mat. So imagine your tailbone wants to go touch the mat. And firmly grip that mat with the soles of your feet, and we're going to start lengthening our spine from our tailbone through that lumbar area into the chest area, and then we're going to press our hands together into Angelina Mudra and press the outside of our upper arms against the inside of our knees. So we'll feel an opening across or along the inner thighs. And then we're going to start sitting up really nice and tall. Shoulders are pulling away from our shoulder, up from our ears. We're lengthening our neck. And we're going to touch our sternum with our thumbs, lowering our forehead gently down towards the fingertips. So you'll feel a nice stretch across your neck or along your neck, across your shoulders, and all the way down towards your tailbone. And if this is not enough of a stretch, just keep pressing the palm of your hands away as well, so that only your fingertips are touching. That shall definitely increase that stretch across your inner thighs. If you want an added stretch for the outside of your hips, just keep pushing your knees against your upper arms as well. You'll feel the outside of your hips and the outside of your thighs kick in as well. Make sure that you're putting your shoulders away from your ears. Keep breathing. And then release that tension and allow your upper back to become round. Dropping your hands down onto towards the mat, and your shoulders and head can slowly but surely grow heavy and get pulled down towards the mat, and you'll feel a relief from your tailbone up into your lumbar spine and into your shoulders and neck. If you want to tug your chin towards your chest, you'll feel an increased stretch along your neck. Firmly press the soles of your feet into the ground so all 10 toes are rooted into that ground. And allow yourself be heavy and just drop further down into that space between your hips. With the next inhale, slowly start rounding from your tailbone into your lumbar spine, then up into your shoulders, squaring them. Take your hands behind your glutes and just sit down slowly. Walk your feet away in front of your body and then cross your knees and gently sway from side to side just to close those hip joints. Uncross and recross. And then come to lie on your mat, slowly and gently, hugging your knees towards your chest and gently swaying from side to side. And then place the soles of your feet down onto the mat again. They're about hip distance apart. Make sure that your big toes are looking towards each other, and then walk your heels close enough towards your body so that you can touch the heels with your fingertips. Your arms are next to your body. We're going to inhale. We're going to tilt our pelvis up just to feel that nice stretch in our hip flexors and the front of our thighs. Make sure that you plant your soles of your feet firmly into the mat and you keep your knees squeezed together there is a balloon in between those knees. Lengthen your neck by pulling your chin down towards your chest. And then exhale your pelvis down onto the mat again, and be really mindful so that you unroll it and don't just allow that iliosacral joint to smash down onto the mat. We're going to go again. Inhale, pressing firmly into the soles of your feet. Knees are squeezing together. We're going to move our spine halfway up off the mat. And then exhale, slowly uncurl your spine all the way down onto the mat. Lower your tailbone down. And then inhale up one last time, and we're going to go all the way up. Curl your upper arms and shoulders under your body. Interlace your fingers, and don't look left or right anymore because you've got most of your body weight on your neck. Tucking that chin close towards your chest, squeezing those knees together, pressing the outside of your hands and arms firmly into that mat to open the belly, chest, and belly and chest area, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Firmly press the soles of your feet into the ground. And don't forget that balloon. We're going to take 3 deep inhales here into the belly, into the chest, and all the way up to your collarbones. And exhale slowly and gently. 2 more. Inhale into the belly. Pull that breath up into your rib cage and all the way up to your collarbones. And exhale. Last inhale. And slowly exhale. Let go of your interlaced fingers. Uncurl your shoulders and upper arms. And then slowly start rolling down onto the mat. And be mindful. Imagine your spine is a very precious pearl necklace. And you want to lay each and every precious pearl onto the mat, one after the other. All the way. Don't jump that iliosacral joint. Just be especially mindful there, pulling your belly button back to protect it, and then allow your tailbone to rest down onto the mat as well. Take your arms out like a T, palms are facing down, and just gently sway your knees from side to side. And then maybe sway your head as well from left to right, so you'll feel a stretch on the side of your neck from your earlobe down to your shoulder. And then allow your knees to drop over to the left side and look over to that right side. Release any possible tension on the inner thigh over your left leg, so that left leg can totally and utterly relax down onto the mat. And you'll feel the lengthening in the right side of your body from your ribs into your hips. And allow those hips and right leg to grow heavy as well. I'd like you to travel into your hip area with your attention, because most of the time we're holding on somewhere. Most of the time, the inner thighs. Both shoulder blades are flush with the mat. With the next inhale, slowly come back to center with the knees and nose, and then exhale, allow those knees to drop over to the right, and you look over to your left hand. Release the inner thigh of your right leg so that it can float down onto the ground. Allow it to grow heavy, and you'll feel the lengthening on the left side of your body along your ribs into your left hip. Release any possible tension held in there. And allow that left leg to also grow heavy. Both shoulder blades are flush with the mat, and allow your head to be heavy as well. Your chin travels closer down towards your shoulder or collarbone. So you'll feel an opening along your neck on the right side from your right earlobe down to your right shoulder. With the next inhale, come back to center with your nose and your knees, and then grab hold of your right knee, pull it in towards your chest, extend your left leg, pointing the toes of both your feet. Your left leg is not relaxing on the mat. It's floating somewhere above the mat, maybe a centimeter, 2 centimeters. It is engaged and you're pushing that left leg out of your left hip. So you'll feel a beautiful stretch in your hip flexor. Both shoulder blades are flush with the mat. You're lengthening your neck by pulling your chin down towards your chest. Going to inhale one more time, pulling your right knee towards your chest. Shoulders are moving away from your ears and you're growing long in your left leg. Your lumbar spine area is pressing firmly into the ground. On the next inhale, we're going to switch sides. You're going to hug your left knee into your chest, extending that right leg. Toes of both feet are pointed. Your right leg is engaged. It's hovering about a centimeter or 2 above the ground. Your shoulder blades are flush with the mat. You're extending your neck. You're pulling your chin down towards your chest. And you're firmly pressing your lumbar spine into the mat so you'll feel a beautiful stretch in your right hip flexor. Roll long in your right leg. On the next inhale, hug both knees towards your chest and gently sway from side to side. Keep swaying. And then stretch your legs up towards the ceiling, flexing your ankles, stretching your arms up towards the ceiling too. Flex your wrists, splaying your toes and fingers. Your legs are engaged. Your shoulder blades are flush with the mat. You're tugging your chin down towards your chest so that your neck is nice and long. I'm going to stay here in bear pose, feeling that stretch across the soles of our feet, the palm of our hands, and along our arms. Our core is not engaged. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And shake it all out. Shake out all the possible tension that you're holding within your body out. Just let it go. Whatever is not serving you anymore, let it go. For another 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly float your arms and legs down onto the mat. Turn your palms down towards the mat or floor and press firmly into the palms of your hands. Your arms are engaged. We're going to inhale into our belly, arching our lower back, pulling that breath into our chest. If you want to press firmly into the palms of your hands, raising that entire upper body off the mat, so your upper body weight is balancing on the back of your head, the palm of your hands, and your glutes. And we're going to exhale. We're going to slowly lower our neck and shoulder area down onto the mat. Shoulder blades touch, and then slowly undulate your spine down onto the mat, firmly pressing your lumbar spine into the mat, so you'll feel a beautiful stretch in your hip flexors or psoas. We're going to go 2 more times. Inhale into your belly, arching your lower back. Pull the breath up into your rib cage. And then if you want to, raise your shoulders off the mat, firmly pressing the back of your head, palms of your hands and glutes into the ground. Engage those legs and point the toes. And then exhale, slowly lower your shoulders down onto the mat. Undulate that spine into the mat. Firmly press the small of your back into the mat, feeling the stretch in your psoas. Relax those legs and relax the toes. Last time, inhale into your belly, arching your lower back, raising your chest off the mat, shoulders too, pressing the back of your head into the mat. Your arms are engaged. Engage those legs and point those toes. And then slowly exhale, lower your shoulders down onto the mat. Shoulder blades are flush with your mat. Undulate that spine. Firmly press the lower back into the mat and relax the arms and legs. And then turn your palms facing up so that your shoulder blades are flush with the mat, and gently sway your head from side to side, feeling a relief in the side of your neck. And then come to center with your nose, and I'd like you to draw lying figure eights on your ceiling. And it doesn't matter how big those figure eights are, as long as it feels good in your neck, aligning the atlas again. Make sure that you do it in both directions. Let's change directions. Make big movements, and then we're going to decrease the size of that lying figure eight. And come to rest with the nose pointing up towards the ceiling, and allow your body to completely and utterly relax. Make sure you're nice and warm, and allow your breathing to slow down. Allow your feet and ankles to relax outward. Allow your calves and knees to relax. Allow your thighs and hips to relax. Allow your belly, chest, and shoulders to relax. Allow your arms, wrists, and hands, and fingers to relax. Allow your neck, back of your head to relax. Allow your forehead, your eyebrows, and the space between your eyebrows to relax. Allow the tip of your nose, your lips, your lower jaw to relax. Allow your chin, your cheeks, and ears to relax. Allow your entire body to grow heavy, to relax and sink down to the center of Mother Earth. Become aware of the sounds around you. Let them be there. Notice the light and shade. The air touching the surface of your body. And allow your mind to empty what it no longer needs to hold on to. Let it go. Flow out and away. Allow your body to release what it no longer needs to hold on to. Let it go. Flow out and away. Draw yourself back from where you've been in your day. Draw your energies back home to your center. And ground yourself in this moment, here and now. Begin to sense the space around you. Breathe with a space and become aware of the rise and fall of your breath. It's coming and going. The sensation, sound, and temperature. Breathe down, down to where the weight of your body rests, below the base of your spine, to your root, your chakra of belonging. Breathe into your root. Let it soften and gently expand on your breath, taking in nourishment and life force energy. Allow your root to connect down to the ground below, deep into the earth. And invite in the color red, the color of the earth. Bathe your root with red, empowering, embodying, grounding you in the here and now. Let your root take what it needs and say the words, I am here. I have a right to be here as I am. The earth supports me. When you're ready, allow your awareness to move up to your belly, just below your navel, to your hara, your chakra of emotional intelligence, choice, creativity, movement, and pleasure. Breathe into your hara. Gently let it soften and expand on your breath. Taking in nourishment and life force energy. And invite in orange, the color of the setting sun. Bathe your hara with orange, balancing, empowering, motivating. And let your hara be fed and say the words, I honor my needs. I allow myself to be nourished. When you're ready, move your awareness up to the soft area just below your breastbone, to your solar plexus, your chakra of personal power. Breathe into here, allowing your solar plexus to soften and expand on your breath. Invite in the color yellow, the color of sunshine. Bathe your solar plexus with sunshine, replenishing, restoring, nurturing. Letting your solar plexus take what it needs. As you say the words, I value myself. I am enough. I am more than enough. I am worth my weight in gold. When you're ready, bring your awareness up to the center of your chest, to your heart. Your chakra of self-development and unconditional love. Gently breathe into your heart, letting it soften and expand on your breath. And invite in green, the color of spring, or rose pink, whichever feels right to you. And bathe your heart center with nourishment, renewal, and healing. And let your heart take what it needs. And say the words, I am greatly loved. I allow myself to give and receive love freely. I am nourished by the power of love. In your own time, move up to your neck, to your throat, your chakra of self-expression and personal will. Allow your throat center to soften, expand, and breathe. Inviting in blue, this color of sky, Breathe sky into your throat center, clearing, opening, softening the need for control, freeing self-expression and creativity. Let your throat take what it needs and say the words, I hear and speak my truth. I express myself freely. I allow myself to go with the flow of life. When you're ready, take your focus up to your forehead, that space between your eyebrows, up to your third eye, your chakra of wisdom and intuition. Gently allowing it to soften, expand, and breathe. Inviting in indigo, the velvety color of night sky. Bathe your third eye with indigo, soothing, balancing, bringing clarity, insight, and understanding. Let your third eye take what it needs. And say the words, everything is unfolding as it should. Moving up in your own time to the top of your head, to your crown, your chakra of oneness, allowing your crown to breathe. Gently invite in a light violet, softly bathing your crown, balancing, restoring, harmonizing. Let your crown take what it needs. And say the words, I am one with the universe. I am one with the whole. When you're ready, come back to yourself as a whole. Back to the ebb and flow of your breath. Back to your center. Breathe deeply into your core and say the words, I am whole. I am perfect, just as I am. And allow this energy the energy of these words to bathe your body, mind, and soul, and take what you need. In your own time, become aware of the air on the surface of your body, the sounds around you, near and far. And close your chakras down just a little. Merely having the intention is enough. Become aware of the support beneath you. Notice how you feel. And hold yourself with loving kindness for the beautiful, unique being that you are. With the next inhale, start wriggling your toes and fingers. Coming back into your body with your full awareness. And then take a deep inhale into your belly and lift your arms above your head, giving yourself a full stretch from your toes all the way up to the tip of your fingers. Slowly awakening. And when you're ready, take one knee after the other and hug them closely to your chest, gently swaying from side to side, activating Ida and Pingala, the nadis left and right of your spine. And then come to lie in embryo pose on either the left or the right side and curl up into a small ball, allowing the calmness to wash over you and settle. And when you're ready, come up to an upright seated position, root down through your sit bones one last time. Your palms are in your lap, left hand on your right palm. Your thighs, hips, and abdomen are relaxed, as are your shoulders and your forehead. And take your awareness on a small journey throughout your body. Should you encounter any dis-ease or discomfort, acknowledge it on your inhale and release it on your exhale. And repeat as often as needed. When you're ready, we're going to deeply inhale through our nose and exhale through our open mouth. You're more than welcome to stick out your tongue. I'm going to do 3 lion's breaths here. Inhale through your nose and exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. Last time, inhale and exhale. With your next inhale, take your hands in front of your heart center and into Anjalina Mudra, your thumbs lightly touching your sternum. And lower your forehead down towards your fingertips. Recall the mantra, affirmation, or dedication from beginning of the class. And repeat it to yourself 3 times. Then move your thumbs up to your forehead. In gratitude and love, I realize who I am. Take those thumbs down to your heart center. In gratitude and love, I realize what I have. In gratitude and love, I realize what I have to give. And allow that feeling and sensation to spread throughout your physical and emotional body, beyond your boundaries, out into the universe. And allow it to touch as many people as you wish to today, tomorrow, and in the days to come. Thank you for joining me. I wish you a beautiful evening and a beautiful Leo full moon tomorrow.